everyone. Welcome back. My name is Sunshiaa. I'm a lawyer at AP Lawyers, and for today we will be discussing why financial disclosure is important when going through a divorce or a separation. It provides, so basically financial disclosure, it provides a clear picture of the parties' finances, including their assets, liabilities, income, and expenses. So beyond this, there's obviously additional financial disclosures or financial details that you need to disclose, such as business interest, if there's any trust beneficiaries, inheritance or gifts or loans, or even debt that's owed to a third party. So when I say debt to a third party, this could be even to a family member. So a mom or a dad, or perhaps a friend that owed you some money, and perhaps you have a promissory note that indicates exactly how much you owe this individual back. So something like that could be also included in your financial statement. And then obviously you're also including information pertaining to your employment situation. So how much are you making? So your monthly income needs to also reflect your annual income. So roughly how much do you make on an annual basis? You could also look at your previous, so 2023 in this case, the previous notice of assessment to reflect your annual income, and then also provide income specifics. So, like I said, monthly expenses, sorry, not monthly expenses, your monthly income, and then expenses deducted on your monthly income. So CPP, tax deductions, and then any other deductions that are taken from your paycheck. And then you also want to include in your financial statement expenses. So expenses, your monthly expenses could be mortgage payments or rent, property tax, utility payments, and then there are other expenses. So in terms of like groceries or food purchase outside the house, or if there's vacations and monthly expenses that you put towards vacations, or like for children, so like Section 7 expenses, in terms of like extracurricular activities, or things that you ordinarily spend on a monthly, then you have to obviously include that as part of your expenses in your financial statement. So again, going back to why financial disclosure is important, it's basically a full and frank financial disclosure. It's the cornerstone of family law in Ontario. It provides fairness, transparency, also provides a clear picture of both sides' finances. With a frank disclosure, both parties are able to see, your assets and liabilities, your income, your expenses, and to see, what your financial situation looks like. It basically aids in mediation, arbitration, and even while you're negotiating, because it opens up for like a fruitful discussion, and then you can also compromise on basically financial issues. Now, in order to equalize net family property for married couples, both sides have to show the value of all assets and liabilities at the date of separation, and then again, all the values and values of all assets and liabilities at the date of marriage. So therefore, it is essential that each spouse provides a complete financial record for these 2 dates. Now, I'm only mentioning mainly date of separation and date of marriage because at the date of marriage, you also get, date of marriage deductions if, for example, there is a property that you brought in, like for instance, you purchased the property prior to the date of marriage, and this could be excluded from the date of marriage deduction. So now, again, as long as it doesn't form as part of your matrimonial home, that property could be excluded. So you will get a date of marriage deduction. So this is why I'm mainly focusing on date of marriage and date of separation. But there is a field on the date of on the financial statement which provides current value, so which you will provide basically the value of your properties or your assets and things like that on all three values. So date of marriage, date of separation, and then the current value. Again, at the end of the day, the equalization of net family property it's a fundamental aspect of financial disclosure because you're aiming to fairly divide assets that accumulated during your marriage. So to calculate the NFP, so the net family property, you consider basically the assets, debt, liabilities on the date of separation. And there are exemptions for certain assets such as inheritance and pre-relationship property. Just like I mentioned, the example with the property that you purchased prior to the marriage, as long as it does not form part of the matrimonial home, or it's not the matrimonial home, then you will get that exclusion. And again, the equalization payment it's designed to ensure that there's a fair division of marital assets at the end of the relationship, right? So then basically both parties are sort of walking away, and they're both in a fair position at the end of the relationship. So in terms of, well, it depends on where your matter is at, but if you are going to court to resolve your matter, then the court will require a detailed, accurate financial disclosure, and you will swear to the accuracy of the financial statements. Now, if your matter is not in court and you're trying to deal with this, through either mediation, or maybe perhaps you haven't even entered mediation, but you're just trying to negotiate with the other side and draft what is it called, like a separation agreement, then again, providing accurate and complete information is very important, because if you fail to reflect your accurate information while you're negotiating, and you ended up drafting a separation agreement, and perhaps both sides, executed this agreement and it's in effect, but later your partner finds out that, you did not provide some information on your financial disclosure, and you perhaps, because of the inaccuracy in how the separation agreement was drafted under false pretenses, then your partner can later apply to court to have the agreement set aside as a result of your non-disclosure. So you want to make sure that obviously there's fairness and transparency, and you want to provide that full, frank disclosure. So provide everything that you have to provide on your disclosure. So this includes your checking account, savings account, if you have a TFSA, any RRSPs you have, even RESP, if you have a registered education savings plan for your children, include that in your financial statement. Now, it won't form as part of your your net family property, because at the end of the day, it's held for your children, but because your name is on the RESP, since you opened it for the children, it's important that you disclose this on your financial statement as well. I hope that helped. If you have any other questions, let us know. Thank you.